Some of the biggest news are right here in this headline. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency in this video. We're going to be talking about Shiba Inu coin in this video. And guys, it is so much bigger and more important than almost everybody is leading on right now. And I know that you feel the exhaust. I know that you feel this fear in the market, this level of 22 right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we drop down to a level below 20 of extreme fear as the market is being eaten alive right now. Red everywhere. Let's talk about some of the good. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. Now, I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. But as we discuss this video, I want to make it very clear. This is not a recommendation to buy anything. This is not in any way encouraging you to do something that YouTube doesn't want you to do. They're being extremely weird with their cryptocurrency policy, okay? And you guys can read through that policy right here. But this is educational content, okay? It is a video that provides educational information about cryptocurrency. All that I am doing is simply bringing to your fingertips the latest and greatest news surrounding Shiba Inu coin, the crypto market, and other major cryptocurrencies as well, so that everybody can have that information available and that everybody can make an informed decision for themselves. And I am very sorry that this is going to get probably extremely annoying with me saying this in every video, but with as weird as YouTube is being right now, you've just got to take your precautions, right? And a lot of people are calling it harmful and dangerous content. A lot of people are calling it a direct attack on crypto. It's this weird line that you got to walk, man. And with YouTube's automated system looking at everything, I want to be explicit. This is simply educational, so that everybody can have information to make their own decisions. And there's a lot going on, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna briefly discuss XRP, and then we're gonna jump into Shiba Inu coin and Bitcoin, where some big news is. It says just after launching on Thursday, the Canary XRP ETF is already beating expectations. Guys, surpassing $26 million in volume in 30 minutes of its grand debut. Now, you've got some ETF analysts, right, revealing that the milestone has been seen by XRPC blow out the initial predictions of $17 million volume with $26 million in volume in the first 30 minutes. Now, the stronger than expected debut reflects pre-launch hype, market enthusiasm, and more. The analysts further shared data revealing the ETF priced at $26.54. Hence, this means that about 1 million units have been traded early within the first half hour after it launched. Now, there's clearly demand, and that's buying and selling, absolutely, but there is clearly demand on regulated stock exchanges for cryptocurrency assets. Understand that that is going to open up an entirely new world for asset and wealth generation when it trickles down into other cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu coin. Now, Shiba Inu coin, however, at the time that I'm recording this video, is trading at about 898, almost at 900 point per coin level, which is extremely low for where it's been recently. It says Shiba Inu coin adds a zero amid prolonged sideways trading. SHIB now added a zero to its price as it continues its downtrend for November. The price is down. At the time they wrote this, 977, but a pretty big dip occurred today, and we are sitting at 898 points per coin at the time that I'm recording this video. SHIB has faced consolidation since early 2025, with the price unable to sustain breaks above major support and resistance. Now, the October break fell below 1,000 points per coin, a psychological threshold in late October. It was about October 10th when it really fell below that line on the day that those tariffs 100% were announced on China there. Now, it does go on to say that the range-bound behavior reflected low volatility, weak demand, and competition from other meme coins, leading to investor frustration over stalled growth. And I could not agree more. The frustration, however, is what's perpetuating the decline in Shiba Inu coin. Frustration leads to fear. Fear leads to frustration. All of this red. Guys, we've got to break this cycle. At some point, these cryptocurrencies will become so cheap, people will not be able to keep their hands off of them. I hope that point comes sooner rather than later, but I choose to accumulate all along the way. Now, perhaps some of the most important information in this entire article is that the Czech National Bank becomes the first in the European Union to test a digital asset portfolio. Guys, the Czech National Bank bought $1 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, it's being framed as a controlled experiment, not an investment or a change to the central bank's reserves. Let me tell you what these central banks do. Okay? They basically create the monetary supply for each country and for the entire globe. Countries now, central banks are buying. I don't care what they say they're doing it for. Okay? The fact is they're buying Bitcoin. And with that, the same way that they load up on gold, precious metals, and the country's debt, they're looking to digital assets now as the future of finance. There's going to be a point in time, okay? I don't know how far down the road it is, that these central banks and institutions will own 99% of all of the cryptocurrency that is out there. The same way, guys, that they own probably, and I don't know what percentage of gold they own, right? But the same way they probably own 99% of the gold. Think about that. You get to tens of trillions of dollars in valuation because these businesses, these countries, they print this money. There's no time frame on what they do. They simply accumulate all of the world's wealth. And that is what they're doing with digital assets. Sure, they start with Bitcoin. It'll make its way down to altcoins, and they will own the industry. The only question that we have to ask ourselves, are we going to own our piece of it? I choose yes for me. Now, if you choose yes, there are several places where you guys can own crypto. When I own it on the blockchain, I like to own it in wallets like Best Wallet. You got a link to download that in the description below. It is free on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. If I want to hold it on a centralized exchange for ease of access, I prefer the KCEX exchange. Now, like I say, whether you're talking about Best Wallet or you're talking about KCEX here, this is not a recommendation to use. I have to make that clear. I don't know why they have an issue with you accumulating. I really don't. But I'm simply letting you know the sources that I use. Yes, they are available. Yes, they have their pros and their cons. I have made that decision for myself, that there are more pros than cons, and that is exactly why I choose to use them. KCEX specifically because it's got 0% maker and taker fees on meme coins. It's got the best selection of cryptocurrency that I've seen. And of course, you could trade on 75x leverage for memes and up to 125x leverage for Bitcoin. Do not, guys. I mean, just take the information, and I can't tell you not to let the opportunity pass you by. Some of you will let it pass you by, but man, make a decision, an active decision, okay? Whether that ends up being a good one or a bad one, make the decision. Let me know what you guys are trying to do down in the comments below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.